Trump delivering the classic closing message that tells you everything about the crap tornado that was the past 3.5 years.
Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? I don't think so. I don't think so. Not even close. That's a big question. Think about that, right? We have to get out and vote. I'm here today with a message of hope for all Americans. With your vote in this election, I will end inflation, I will stop the invasion, and I will bring back the American dream.
And as Trump aspires to bring back the American dream of owning a big house with a fenced yard in the burbs, the Washington Post argues, why not scale it back and settle for a townhome or a condo? Leave it to the Brits to talk smack about the American dream. Check out this garbage from The Guardian. Quote, are you better off than 4 years ago? Why U.S. voters should, but can't say yes. It basically tells Americans that they should feel good about the economy. But then in the last paragraph, they admit that inflation is real and Americans don't like it. Quote, despite everything, the latest odds from the bookies suggest Trump may exploit unhappiness about the state of the economy and win on November 5th. Jesse, I love how British papers are telling Americans how they should be better off just because they're happy with decline, their declining empire. We should embrace decline too. Sorry, we didn't just settle with Benny Hill.
Yeah, as the person with the most humility at the table, I just want to offer my brethren just a little self-reflection, okay? Just because the American dream is having a better life than your parents doesn't mean we should all live with our parents. Mm-hmm. We have high expectations in this country. We have big dreams in this country.
You do.
Donald Trump is the American dream. He is running on the American dream. Good luck running against that. This is like Jimmy Carter. You know, energy prices are high, it's cold, you can't heat your house. Put on a sweater. No. We're not going to lower our expectations. Life is good. We're going to get there. I love how disciplined he is. Can you believe what he says here? He says, end inflation, stop the invasion. I'm going to return the American dream. Now, can he stick to that message?
Yes.
Or can he say, I'm going to eat the dogs? I don't know, but if he can please stick to that message,
I'll take the under.
He's going to win.
Dana,
yes.
I love how The Guardian called the Inflation Reduction Act a game changer. I don't know if you read that part. The offering generous subsidies to clean tech. But even Biden doesn't say that. He says it's a climate bill. Why should we even be listening to
They tried to hide that real quick. And you and I both live there, and
Yes.
we pay attention to what's going on.
Everything is small there. Their flats are small. Their food's terrible.
What else?
Everything's small.
Everything's small.
No, come
That's
on.
not
It's
nice.
not like that at all. Okay.
Disgusting.
The National Health Service,
Yes.
they are so proud of it, and it is a disgrace.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of time that you have to wait to get an appointment with a specialist could lead to somebody dying, like my late mother-in-law. Well, you talked about how we don't want to have to worry about government so much. I remember in the debate last September, when it was the Republican primary, one of the statistics we had was how many people were upset that they were losing sleep, worried about the fact that they couldn't pay their bills. And nobody wants to lose sleep because the government is causing inflation. Who else understands that they're causing inflation? Apparently Tim Walz. When he was on with Jon Stewart, he said, when they say they're worried about the economy, believe them. You can't tell them, well, inflation's down, interest rates are coming down. That's exactly what the White House, Biden, Harris, and Karine Jean-Pierre have been saying for years. And so now they're trying to figure it out. Look, if Kamala Harris loses, one of the reasons will be because she cannot explain what an opportunity economy is. She can't explain the American dream. President Trump is able to get out there, and even if he feels like, well, he got a head start in life, or, well, maybe he doesn't want to give the highest minimum wage to the people that work at McDonald's, that's not what people are feeling. They are thinking that he's going to give me a chance to get sleep at night from a national security perspective, from a price perspective, and just get the government to do what it needs to do so that I could go about my life and not have to worry about it so much.
Amen. You know, Judge, I love how these Democrats like Harold will paint this job creation without mentioning it's after COVID. And then when you bring up the inflation numbers, they blame that on COVID.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It
too.
is crazy.
Plus,
Harold's insane.
It's not only that. It's like they added 800,000 jobs that they
Yeah.
really didn't add, and even the head of which agency is it? She said she didn't know about
Commerce.
it. Yeah. Anyway, the majority of Americans, I think, in the end, just feel that they're worse off than they were 4 years ago. 79% of Americans believe that this country is going in the wrong direction. And so the American dream is less and less a possibility for so many young people. Number one, people are not selling their homes. And number two, you can't get a mortgage because the interest rates are so high, even though they're coming down. But what I thought was most fascinating about all this is that you've got BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard. They're looking to buy all the single-family homes in this country. Now, remember, that trio owned 89% of Standards and Poor 500s. And they decided they're going to buy every single-family home in America, and they're not going to sell them. They're going to rent them. Mm-hmm. So that complicates it even more, where you're not even going to be able to own a home. Mm-hmm. So the whole thing is, I think it is unnecessary. If we get Donald Trump in, if you get RFK Jr. in to talk about those issues, I think people will feel more of a chance to sleep at night as opposed to being stressed out.
You know, Harold, in the green room, you said the American dream is overrated. I got mine. Who gives an F about everyone else? I was shocked, too. I'm glad I got it on tape on my phone.
I don't know who that guy is. Look, we live in the greatest country in the world. Last year alone, we produced more energy, more scientists, more engineers, more millionaires, more billionaires. We gave more as a country to the things that we care about in charity. We laughed more if you looked at all the social media things at ourselves and our friends. We have more tools than any generation of Americans have ever had to try to cure things and build things and fix things in the country, not to mention the technological and health breakthroughs we've made in the country. And we still have our challenges. Our founders made it very clear that our purpose as Americans, one of our central foundational purposes, should always be to try to form and make our union better and more perfect. And that's what we should all strive to do. Even President Trump is a great example of how successful this country is, from real estate to media to crypto to, I hear he's now selling gold tennis shoes. This is an unbelievable country that we live in when you can do these things and run for president. Sarah Breedlove, a black woman born as a slave, the first woman millionaire in the country. Fred Smith formed FedEx, got a C+ on the paper at Yale, went on to start the company, and we all know the success there. Do we have problems? You better believe we have problems. We live in two economies. We got to make it where everybody can participate more in this economy and our society. I'll never give up on the country. I hope President Trump won't. I don't think he is, but I think some of the language can be a little dark and dystopian at times. And I hope that Kamala Harris, as she finishes these last 2 weeks, be positive, get back to the joy, and let every American know that
Harold's
the American dream is in reach.
He's running. I can hear it.
Yes.
That's what I heard.
Yes. All right.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.